We did it! One more week, the final week of fifth grade. Hope you guys are surviving this last couple of weeks with our food truck activity. I'm super excited to wrap this up with you guys. And once you're done with this, you're moving on to the Hill School. So it's super exciting, right? We still got this last couple of these last couple of slides to go over. So let's take a jump right in here, guys. All right. So on slide number 22, where we're starting off today, it says taking orders. So your classmates will be ordering meals from the menu you have created. You'll find the total cost of each one. So it's not going to be classmates unless you want to call and do this on your own. It can be anybody in your house. It can be parents. It can be siblings. It can be anybody. So it says taking orders. Give someone your menu and let them pick 4 items. They'll write the items on the and the price. The page has 4 order forms to fill in. Okay, you can take all the orders and then find the total cost for each, or you can complete each order one at a time. So somebody gives you their order, find out the total cost, and then move on to the next one. Or you can take every order, and then when you have all the orders, total up each one of the orders. Okay, so you'll see below there's the order forms that you'll be seeing on the next couple of slides, right? So then you want a little challenge, which I think we do, right? It's June. We're ready for a challenge, right? So it says if you'd like to take a challenge, find a classmate or a family member that wants a mega meal. Have that person add 7 items or more to their order or their meal, and then find the total price. So there's a couple of mega meal order forms that you'll see on the next couple slides, and then there's a secret menu, super secret. All right. So if you want to challenge, this is it. You'll complete the secret menu. This means you can add designer drinks, desserts, and anything else. So other things that are just not from your actual menu. Then you will create your own perfect meal and find the total price. All right. So when we go through the slides here, right, here are your 4 order forms for the customers to pick their options, what they want, the price, and then the workspace you can do there. You can do it separately on your own, but you can put the total costs of them here. Now, if you look, like I click on these spots and there's all the boxes, the text boxes, but if you click here, there's not a text box. So again, you can insert and put text box there if you want to put the total order amounts, okay? So if we keep going down, slide 24, again, more order forms. Here's your mega meal, which will give you more items that you're picking and figuring out the total costs there. So it says, if the customer decides they would like to pay for both of these meals, what's the total cost? So they want to know, figure out the cost of one mega meal, figure out the cost of another mega meal, and then if they want to pay for both, what's the total cost? All right. Then, even after that, for a challenge, says the same customer now wants to add a milkshake, which costs $2.87 to the order. So then you got to figure out the total cost for that as well. All right. So there's 2 of those pages there. Then we've got the top secret menu. All right. This is the secret menu. Everything that says appetizers and desserts have to be less than $1. So again, these are secret things that are on the menu that you're adding new things with new prices here. So this is your secret menu with the platters again, appetizers and desserts. And then down here, here's you taking your orders on your secret menu. All right. So here's one thing from this says a perfect meal that you would create. Okay. So it says make one meal with 4 menu items plus an appetizer and a dessert. So you're going to get 4 things, 1, 2, 3, 4 from your actual menu. Throw the appetizer and throw a dessert in there, right? So find the total price for 2 of these perfect meals. And then this is the special secret menu. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And then there's that second, you can do that again there. And that is actually the end of what is required of you, right? If you're done up to slide 29, you can say, I'm done. If you want to show me that you're a rock star, which I think many of you are, we can actually physically build our food truck. And that's where we start on slide 30. So some of you might say, I'm done now. I'm over it. I'm going to finish up. And then there's the others that want to show how much of a rock star you are. So you move on to the food truck parts. There's a couple things that you're going to need to know when you're making your food truck. Okay, your food truck has to have a list of items that must be included. This will be a list of items for the floor plan and the walls. You will decide where to put everything. It includes a counter and an open wall to serve customers. So if it's a food truck, you need a wall that opens up so you can serve outside the window. Area and perimeter we're going to be dealing with. As you create the layout of the truck, you'll need to find the area and perimeter of items from the requirement list. It's coming. You'll see the list. Units will be the measurement used for perimeter and area. Example: perimeter is 24 units. Area is 26 square units. Okay. So again, perimeter is distance around. All right. So that's only going to be the regular old unit. But if we're talking about area, that's 2 dimensions: length times width. So that's why it's square units, because you're squares on the inside. So then we have the geometry design. It says use your geometry skills to find the best solution to fitting all items into the truck. All cars and trucks are filled with geometry in real life. Use those ideas to help you make the best choices. So it says math is everywhere. I promise you it is. All right. So again, you want to be prepared. You want to make sure that your food truck makes sense and it all fits. And again, you got to have a spot for somebody to be in there to drive it, right? So don't forget about that. So here's 4 major parts of the truck that you're going to have to build and design. You need the base, so it's the floor, right? The walls. So each wall section contains 2 walls. They are folded to create the front, back, and sides of the truck. All right, so if you look here, wall and wall, but there's this line here. If you fold that line, that's going to be 2 parts. And if you fold this line, that's 2 parts. So it's going to be the front, the back, and the 2 sides as well. All right. And then you've got the roof up top. There's not going to be really much on your roof, right? It says the size is just a little large so it can sit on top of the truck without falling apart. Each of the major parts will be on separate pieces of paper. They can be cut out and placed together to form the food truck in the shape of a rectangular prism. All right, so here is an example of a base floor plan of all the things that you're going to need inside, right? So it says after you created a layout, you'll have to find the area and perimeter of the items in the truck. Not all items will be exactly perfect, so estimate as close as you can. So we've got this base plan. It gives you a counter, a checkout counter, the work table, a walkway, storage, the driver area. You can see there's other things in there too, like they've got a sink included here. They've got an oven or a place where they can do the cooking. But you'll notice they talk about the area, which is the distance around. I'm sorry, the distance that it takes up, the space that it takes up on the whole inside and everything, and then the perimeter, which is the distance around. All right. So again, it says you will design the base using a bird's eye view. That means you're looking straight down like there was no roof. And you can see how everything fits. So think about like a room in your house. If you were to cut the ceiling off and look into that room, what would you see? You'd see the top of all of those items. And that's kind of what you see here. All right. So here is the example that I just showed you on the slides that were provided. So now they give you the idea of the rough draft. So this is for actually building your food truck, excuse me, okay? So you have your base here. You've got a wall for the truck, a wall for a truck, and then the front wall and the back wall. All right? So it says the rough draft will be used as a blueprint and will include all items from the requirements list. The requirement list will be included on the page. Check off each item once you have included it. So here is your rough draft. Here is your food truck. You need to make sure in your rough draft, you have a spot for the driver to sit, a work counter, a sink, an oven, a trash can, an order counter for people to order at, a stove top, a window over the order counter as well. You need a cash register. You need a supply cabinet. You need the freezer. There is a walkway down the middle of the truck. So this is our floor. You need a walkway somewhere in the middle so that you can get to all of those things. Remember, you want to make this flow very easily. You want to make sure that whoever's working inside of your food truck can access everything quickly. So if you have something that's going to open in the front like an oven might, you want to make sure there's nothing in front of it that's going to hit when you open it. All right. Same thing if you have, your trash can. Think about where should your trash can be located? Where are you going to need that? Right? Your driver's seat can't be sitting in the middle somewhere. It's going to have to be near an outside space somewhere. So some things you want to take into account. And then it says exit out of the back of the truck. So you'll pick your front, which means your driver will probably be in this area, and then your exit would be out the back of the truck in that area. All right. So these are all the requirements that you need in your rough draft. Okay, so now, again, here is the requirement list. You need to make sure that you, again, have all these things in your final draft, and they give you the final version. Here is your base floor plan, the floor. All right, so this is going to be where you have all those requirement things fitting in here nice and neatly. Again, feel free to use your images, shapes and lines and things like that, whatever you want to use to create it. But remember, it's like you're looking straight down on these on our floor of our food truck. All right, and then these are the walls. So there's going to be some things that might be on your walls. So again, you have to remember there's a back wall. I'm pointing to this area. This is like the back, and this would be a side. This would be like the front of the food truck on the side. Okay, so we're thinking about what is going to be on those walls when you're doing that. A little bit tricky to think about. So it says the inside walls of the food truck are where you'll continue designing from your floor plan. Make sure you keep enough space over the order counter so that it can be cut open later. So that's where you're going to open up the flap so you can take your orders. All right, here's your roof and your ceiling. If there's anything that's going to go on your roof, you might put a fan. You might have other things that you're going to have on the top. It's up to you. All right. So it says there's a single row of units that will be hanging over the side of your room. So that dark area here, this is all a hangover. So you're not going to put anything in this area. All right. This is the dark line on the inside. This is where it's going to sit on top of the rest of your food truck. All right. Finally, we have our sheet here where we're going to find the perimeter and the area of each of these objects that are in your food truck. So again, when you click on there should be a text box, and you're going to type in the area, perimeter, and the shape. A lot of the shapes, you might have rectangular prisms, you might have cubes, but that's pretty much what we're looking for when it comes to these shapes. If you're unsure what they are, you can look back into our geometry lessons when we talked about the rectangular prisms and the rectangular shapes. But remember, a rectangular prism is like a tissue box, and you should know what a cube is. All right. Again, more information here that's needed for your area, perimeter, and shape. Okay, and then we get to the end where it's a reflection, how you feel about this activity. All right, so you're going to fill this in on your own. So it's I completed all sections of this project that were required. Yes. Did you? Then put a mark in this box, like a check. If you need to do more, then you put a mark in one of these boxes. And then you reflect on the most challenging part, your favorite part, something that surprised you, and something you learned from a classmate, which would obviously probably be a family member. All right. This is where I am going to, look at scoring you. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This page is for you. You're going to do this. So you put your name, and you will score yourself on here. And then I will use this rubric to score you myself. All right. Here are some examples of what the food truck would look like once you are done decorating it and creating it. So again, here's that little, you can see the overhang of the roof. This would be the front of your food truck, the open spot where you're going to take in your orders. Notice they did some extra things with some tables on the outside and the menu board on the outside. But when they decorated, they had their sign, they had their name, the Pit Barbecue. They have their slogan, "Welcome to the Pit." They have their menu. They have other things. They have a door to get in. And here are a couple more views of it. So it looks like here's your windshield for the driver, right? And here's the grill and some headlights there. The back side, they got a nice little picture painted on there. And then here's the way that they built the truck. So this is your rectangular picture. Remember I said, there's a line here. That's for the back and the sides of your trucks. So that's kind of what it looks like. So when you are creating this, you're going to have a big wall of what's the front of your truck's going to look like, or the side of your truck, I should say, and then the back, and then the other side, and then the front of your truck. All right. And then the inside, if you look at the inside, okay, they have drawn all the things that are needed to be there for some storage. And it looks like they've got a sink here and a stove here. They've got the door, okay? And then same idea here. If you're looking, this is like the front where you got the seats and you've got the windshield. But they've got, all these great things that are included. Notice how like the sink matches here, right? And the stove matches here. All right. Oops. And then when you build it, you kind of fold the sides together to make a box. So when you look down on the inside, it's what it looks like. Okay, notice how they actually built the cabinets and the shelving all here, so it actually stands up, and there's an actual walkway here. Again, it's tough, but I think some of you would really enjoy doing this, right? And then they have everything that's needed to be on the inside, so you can do extra stuff as well. All right, so that is your final 5th grade assignment. Thanks for sticking around. And for those of you that are going to do this last part, I need pictures. Make sure you take pictures and send them to me so I can share with the rest of the class kind of what we're looking for. All right, it's supposed to be fun, this last part. If you don't feel like doing it, or you will watch this video and you were like, Mr. Mack, way too much, then you don't have to do all of it. Do what you want to do if you would like to. But if you want it to turn out as good as this example, it's going to take some time and effort. And I think some of you are up for that challenge. All right. Have a fantastic summer. I'm here for you guys for whatever you need now throughout the summer. Reach out to me at any time. You guys, I'll have this Google Classroom set up still. And, I'll miss you. Good luck at Hill next year, guys. Take care.